Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 29 of GLW Perimeter. I'm Weekly's Death, and to my left,
I'm Ghostblade.
and to my right,
I am Mayano.
and this episode is called Lil Nitro Challenge, which, if you stick around for the end of the video, or close to the end, we're going to be doing the one Gummy Bear Challenge. But until then, we still have our show to do. We would do it now, but we don't want to be dying.
No, they gonna die.
Yeah.
So you see these boxes right here? That's what we're doing, me and Weekly.
Yep. Well,
So 9 mil on the hot spectrum, which is like what? Equivalent of how many peppers?
I should know this. I don't remember.
I'll look it up, but yeah. So we'll be doing that at the end.
Yeah. But don't worry. You will see fear, and we will see God.
That's what scares me.
Yeah. This episode will...
Is God a waifu?
I hope.
That would be okay.
This episode is officially the first episode of the new season of...
Oh, the summer.
Yeah, summer. I drew a blank on there. We're catching up on last week because we did take a break for last week, and we're going to try to catch up as much as we can. Some shows took a break. Some shows have still not even come out yet. But some started up, and we're going to go as much as we can. Are you scared? Did you look up the scale?
Basically, we're talking about 2 of those.
Yeah.
2. So if pepper spray was edible, we're talking about 2 pepper sprays, and then where's a ghost pepper? We're probably talking about equivalent of like 15 ghost peppers in a gummy bear, a single gummy bear.
Yep. Oh, I can't wait. I'm afraid.
My asshole's gonna be burning. So as Weekly said, as to get back on track, yeah, we got some shows that haven't started yet, like DCTM, Nighthead, Nighthead 2041.
Technically Scarlet Nexus, but that's kind of like on a break. Same thing as My Hero Academia. The second episode just came out. The third episode, which is supposed to be the newest, will be next week, which we'll cover.
Yeah. And then I'm Standing on a Million Lives.
That one's a confusing one. I'm being told it's out, but it's having problems coming to being subtitled for other countries.
Okay. And then the ones that did come out was Dragon Maiden Season 2, Scarlet Nexus, the case study of Vanitas.
And how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom.
Yeah, so those ones came out. Those are the ones that we will be covering. A little news towards Marvel. The trailer has been launched for Star Wars Vision. I actually got to see a little bit into it because...
I thought you were going to say, what if?
No.
Well, you said Marvel.
Well, I'm going to go into everything.
Well, if you're going to say Marvel, I'm like, okay, you're talking about what if. I didn't think go straight to the start.
Technically,
Okay,
what ifs
so
are
sorry.
being spoiled because we have the trailer.
Actually, yeah. So actually, as technicality, when it comes to the comics, Marvel covers Star Wars. So technically, it's still Marvel.
Yeah.
It's just not part of the superhero universe that we all know and love.
Yeah. And the what if, in my opinion, is already being kind of spoiled because we had the first trailer out where they show off something. I won't say what it is. And they already announced, I can't remember if it was first 3 or 2 pops of what they're going to talk about in a couple episodes.
Yeah, so what if I'll get to after to go in a little bit more depth.
I mean, you say spoil, I say what to expect. Because at the end of the day, these are just like a what if scenario.
Theories.
Yeah. So with Vision of Star Wars, this will be made by 6 anime studios. They're all studios that are very well known for a lot of anime like Attack on Titan, Kill la Kill, and a few other ones because I don't remember the full list.
I'm so excited.
With this show also, it will have an anime style to it, and it's not going to be anything in particular to the timeline. Like it is going to be all over the place. It's not just
Technically, it's like the first thing ever Star Wars that's like it's its own story.
I think it's just their own story.
well, yeah. So it's
like
supposed to
something
be
that doesn't involve the Skywalker.
yeah. So this is going to be kind of like Kenobi's story, a few other people's story. Like it's going to be a mixture. It's not just going to be a straight like one particular thing within Star Wars that we all know.
Yeah.
The Marvel What If, though, as Weekly said, it is more of a theory kind of thing because if you have read a few of the comics, it's like instead of the Avengers, what if it was the Guardian of the Galaxies in a whole nother area? Doctor Strange already being who he is, but just a little bit more of a different way of going about it than what we saw or what we know in the comics. A couple of I think there's a Spider-Man thing. I know from what I remember seeing, they're going to do the Marvel Zombies, which I actually can't wait for because that's going to be really cool to kind of finally see in light of everything.
Yeah.
I think what caught my eye was Captain Carter, Peggy.
Yeah.
T'Challa with the Ravagers. That one also caught my eye. And then Killmonger saving Tony from that same accident. Those are the ones that really caught my attention.
Have you not seen the Pops?
Well, I was shown the one with Killmonger in the Ultron's head.
Yeah.
And then I did see Zombie America.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I know that was
the
one
Marvel
of them.
Zombie.
Yeah, I know that was one of them.
Yeah.
So what Marvel is doing is actually going to be pretty good, including Star Wars. We haven't really got much mention on anything else that they're doing. I did the one news that towards Star Wars I actually finally remember by talking about Star Wars. They released an article talking about the Boba Fett journal that they're going to do.
Oh,
From
the
what
Book
we
of
saw,
Fett?
yeah. Basically, from what they were saying, this will be bloody, this will be gory, and this will have basically no filter because of how the book was produced and on how basically the story of Boba Fett was supposed to be.
It needs to be true Boba Fett after Star Wars 1313 got canceled so long ago.
Yeah, so when Boba Fett's journal comes
13.
out,
1313 was the origin story of Boba Fett after the Clone Wars of like Boba Fett as a teenager to him as an adult.
Wasn't that like the game?
Yeah, but it got canceled.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It was supposed to show how he got his father's armor back instead of like how they did it.
That's right, man. That was a long time.
yeah, but expect that when Star Wars comes out. We have no movies and we have no games because everything's been kind of quiet movie-wise.
Tomorrow is Black Widow.
Tomorrow's Black Widow, so we'll try to watch that and have it ready for the next show.
Yep.
And then...
Well, before we end on the news, well, are you done? I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, like, a few of the other movies will be like Space Jam 2 because we grew up with the original, so we're going to see this to
Space
see
Jam's
what the
next
difference is, yeah. And then there was a couple other movies that I saw that I'm probably going to try and watch, but...
The only thing I know movie-wise is next month the My Hero Academia movie comes out
Yeah.
in Japan, but I can't find it for...
The U.S. probably won't get it until like 6 or 9 months after.
Yeah.
Basically like what happened with Demon Slayer Train.
Yeah.
So... But as you were about to go, Ghost.
Well, no, I was just going to point out other trailers that have come out that might or might not interest people. Well, I'm just going to get out the horrendous one out of the way, the big Clifford trailer.
Oh, I saw that one. I was like, no.
That looks like an antidepressant ad, to tell you the truth.
I when I saw that, I was like, please no.
I tell everybody I see is like, unless this is like Clifford versus Godzilla, I don't care. Like, what has Clifford done in any of the books other than learning?
Just be a dog.
Yeah. It's just,
Like
That
I
could
said-
talk.
Like I said, horrendous. This is still Hollywood trying to capture that old nostalgic old shows and put them on the screen.
yeah.
Still, for whoever's interested on the Addams Family, you know the sequel
Addams
trailer.
Family?
Yeah, the Addams Family. The sequel trailer also just came out.
Oh my God, again.
Yeah, watching the first one, I'm like, it was like okay, you know, it wasn't really nothing to like hype.
I'm not mad. I like the Addams Family. It's just I feel like there's so much of it in the last 10 years that didn't need to come out because we had the animated one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else. But like I know there was the animated. Didn't they do a real live action or?
Yeah, they've redone it so many times that it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one's out there. It looked, again, also okay-ish. So but nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
And the one people are probably going to be talking about a lot more is Disney's new movie trailer.
Which is?
It literally showed up today. It's their newest movie called it's a Spanish Encanto, which translates to charm. And basically, it is a setting of
reminds me. Sorry, go ahead.
What I can already tell from they just showed off is the setting is Colombia, and basically we have this family with unique magical abilities that they're all just a big happy family, and they help around whoever they can. And then we have the main protagonist, who is just a normal girl, and who has to put up with all this magical stuff. But yeah, it's already getting a lot of. I can see why it's called charm, because it already is showing a lot of charm. Like the colors are crazy. The music is already pretty catchy already too. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm excited. I have been excited ever since they've been starting more of the Latin community movies.
Yeah,
I've been more and more excited every time. Was it for? Yeah, that was it for the trailers.
Yeah, the only other news that we have that's already kind of been out for a while on Netflix, 7 Deadly Sins Part 1 of the final season is on there, and then they made another movie for Gundam towards the original series, the origin of like the beginning of Gundam.
Yeah.
To continue on their story, and then I honestly I don't want to butcher the name.
You gotta pull it up.
Yeah.
I don't think Netflix updated much other than that.
No. I finished it. It was actually really good. It was just it's 6 episodes. It's kind of that one.
Tres? Is that? I want to say it's Tres, but I could be wrong.
Well, basically it's spelled as Trese. It's basically about a family that is like peacekeepers between the supernatural and the human world.
Yeah.
And this takes place in Mexico. Like it's in English, but you're gonna find like terms that it is towards that area.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good for 6 episodes. I kind of wish it was a little bit longer to kind of show a couple, maybe like go into a little bit more depth on a couple things, but it's a lot of, if you watch this, it's a lot of back and forth between the past when she was growing up as who she is, and then the present where she has to deal with the, I don't trust you, you look like your dad, but you're not your dad. So, it kind of brings in conflict of this, that, and the other kind of thing.
Yeah.
But on 7 Deadly Sins, we have finished it, but we're going to actually do the whole series together. In the present where she has to you're good. We're going to do it all together in one big deal. It is 24 episodes, so within a couple weeks or so, we'll actually talk about the final season of 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
But to actually finally get started on the show, since that's kind of it on the news.
I also forgot, Nintendo Switch, how do you say it, OLED?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch OLED got announced.
Yeah, the OLED.
Yeah.
Which is basically their pro version.
Which is supposed to have like the 4K capability and all that.
People have been mixed about it from what I've seen.
The most common complaint I've seen about it is like it doesn't have 4K in handheld mode. It's like, what?
Why is that a big issue?
And like one thing I do kind of agree is now it finally has a land option with the docking station. I'm like, my knowledge with the Wii U is very vague. I know my sister had the Wii U. I never messed with it.
I never did either.
I did not know the Switch did not have a LAN option. But, I mean, people are upset that it's coming back. I'm like, well, okay, why? And you can't expect 4K in handheld. Even though most of the newer iPads have 4K right now. It still is relatively new for handhelds.
But that's the thing. Even for stuff that's 4K, it's not always great. Even if it's 4K, it's not great quality because most handhelds are not meant to put out that.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're a scalper trying to get the new Switch, jump off a cliff.
And sometimes, sometimes between like 1080 or 4K, sometimes I can't even tell the difference, honestly.
No, you really can't because there's really, honestly and truly, other than more pixelation and probably a little bit of a more crystal clear image in certain spots, honestly and truly, I hate this debate, but there's no difference in between the qualities. It's a little bit cleaner, it's a little bit brighter, there's more pixelated, so it covers the picture better. Other than that, there is no difference between 4K and 1080p.
By law, I'm not allowed to say anything since I'm a PC guy.
Well, I'm a PC guy now too, but I'm still going to stand by. I'm still going to stand by what I say because from what I've seen at a Blu-ray DVD going from 1080p to 4K, that's what I stand by.
Yeah.
There's not much of a difference unless, like I've seen between my TV, which I have a Vizio, and then a crystal clear HD Samsung curved TV, I can see the difference. But when it comes to the 4K and 1080p, there's really no difference.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's not. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's really the monitor that displays it out. It's not the actual setting itself. If the display can handle more than 4K, then it's going to put out that. But if it can't, then I don't know. Yeah.
It's an upgrade Switch version. That's all it is. They can't expect the next generation right now.
No,
There's no reason.
Honestly, I'm happy that the Pro's coming out. If I didn't already have a Switch, I would probably get the Pro, but because I have a Switch and I'm happy with the Switch I have, I'm not going to worry about it.
I just love how much I'm sticking with my word. I've said I wasn't going to get a Switch until a Metroid Prime game comes out, and the new Switch comes out the same day as Metroid Prime.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm happy.
Speaking of games, State of Play put out theirs. Sony put out their State of Play today.
Did they?
Yeah. You are not missing much.
I figured.
It was like 45 minutes, and I just skimmed through it. The only thing I remember literally just skimming through it was Death Stranding's director's cut.
Oh, you talking about White's comment? I saw it.
Yeah.
I was about to say something about it.
So White was like, why is Disney always giving us movies about magic? He was like, I just want a family movie.
Really? Disney? Magic? Gee, I wonder. Okay, moving on.
So to actually finally get into the show, we're going to talk about the TV shows first.
Wait, man, I was talking about the State of Play real quick.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, yeah. What? We will have this discussion later. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Death Stranding's director cut announced. Whoever's still liking that game. And new footage of the Demon Slayer game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
They did show the footage was of them going into the house with the kids, with the demon with the drums. That's what they showed off.
Nice.
And a bunch of indie games. Well, speaking of indie games, there's actually been a big debacle of indie developers they're just dumb putting up with Sony because of their rules and policies that they are facing with.
I don't blame them.
Good.
They even stated that it's easier to work with Nintendo or Microsoft at this point.
Good. Go to the correct side. I'm not saying this as an Xbox fan. I'm saying this because I cannot pronounce the head guy of Nintendo off the top of my head. But Phil Spencer is doing things right. He's doing what needs to be done, unifying gamers.
The Nintendo guy, I remember his last name being Bowser, which is ironic.
Yeah, I'm not going to say.
I think it's Craig.
I think it's Craig.
I think it's Craig Bowser.
But either way, like, indie people that are going over to Microsoft and PC and Nintendo, well, PC's Microsoft, but good. I commend you on doing that because Nintendo and Xbox or Microsoft will give you the freedom that is needed and will help you get to that point.
All we demand is crossplay.
Yeah, like give us crossplay between PC, Microsoft, and Nintendo. And honestly, whatever you put out, I'll give it a chance and I'll play it. because that's what I do with movies. Even the lowest, like I'm talking about the lowest budget. I'll give it a chance. I'll watch it if it has a good story. I'll watch it even if the graphics are, God, terrible as hell. There's only one movie I've turned off so far. Only one that I've turned off like within the first 10 minutes of the movie, and that was Guardians from Russia.
Oh god.
That was
the parody of Avengers.
that was so bad. I turned that off within 10 minutes.
I know what you mean.
I see it.
Like it was $3 at Walmart, so I was like, okay, cool, let me buy it. I bought it, watched it. Within 10 minutes, I shut it off and I threw that movie in the trash.
Oh god.
It was that bad. Like if it was in 4K and the story wasn't so like that, I probably would have gave it a chance. But the story is so fast, they move so quick. There's no explanation towards anything, and it's just constantly moving really fast. And it's just like, no. And the resolution was terrible. It was god awful. Like that's the only movie I've ever turned off that fast.
Dog Bowser, by the way.
Dog browser?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn. But to get into the actual show now,